Hey everybody, I'm Quinn.
And I'm Scott. It's time for the Almost Friday show for November 25th, 2010.
This week in Off the Press, we're checking out the Doctor Who Christmas special, because we love Doctor Who.
And we've been kind of waiting, because there's always like that season of Doctor Who, and then space.
It bugs me that their idea of coming back is doing like an
One
hour
episode?
And a half. Yeah. The special, like an hour?
But then they give you a little more Doctor Who with its own story. It's a little longer than an episode. And then they give you a little like taste of the next season.
Yeah, which is
so you're like, come on!
It just angers me more. You know.
I don't know what to tell you.
They gotta do like
Write the
Americans where
BBC.
it's like they just take a break and then they come back with like 6 episodes.
Let's write the BBC.
Yeah, BBC be like, we don't care. All right.
You're not from England?
We're also talking about Angry Birds coming to the game consoles.
Finally.
Apparently, well, what do you mean finally? You really want to play Angry Birds on the game? Really?
Yes.
All right.
Xbox, PS3, Wii at the same time.
It's a PlayStation Move your birds.
Never. No.
You're gonna connect your bird.
I could do
use
that.
Your hands. You use your hands to
but
pull.
I'm morally obligated to never play PlayStation Move.
Right, because they're giant lollipops.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the gutters, we're bringing back lightning round.
So we've got 6 comics, 3 from Sam, 3 from Dave. They're going to do rapid fire reviews. Rapidish.
Rapidish. Of shorter than normal, if you will.
Cram it all into one segment. Should be good. Tech Insight, it was a very busy week in tech.
It was, yes.
We got iOS 4.2s here. What else? Acer announced like everything.
Like a billion products.
Yeah, they were just like, hey
like
guys.
Acer's like, hey, check out this toothbrush.
Yeah.
It brushes teeth.
And we also got this other toothbrush. By the way, a whole lineup of toothbrushes. In this case, toothbrush means tablet.
And then they also made combs, and by combs we mean phones. One phone. Yeah. But, you know, it's cool.
It's interesting for Acer.
Yes. Yeah. And we're also talking about Mobilicity and Rogers going head-to-head.
Yes, that's getting interesting.
Which we talked about before, and now it's kind of escalated.
We called it out, and it's going forward, and it's pretty much exactly what we kind of... Well, with a twist. Yeah, you'll see when we get there. Then we're going to Mad Science. No Sean today, but we're marching forward without him. We're talking about making energy.
Yes. From poo.
Specifically cow poo.
Yes.
Because there's lots of it. And if
there's a lot of cow poo.
A farmer in China has kind of revolutionized the way to do that. So
with a giant Chinese cow poop engine creation machine.
Actually, the engine's made in America.
Oh.
He just kind of spun it around a little bit and made it better. But stay tuned.
Figures a shit processor would come from America. Let's be honest there. All right.
They've been doing it for years.
Yeah. Behind the lens, we're doing a Shape Gear roundup. So we showed you Cinovate stuff last week, and now we got a bunch of Shape stuff to show you this week. So that should be pretty awesome.
Also a Canadian company.
Yes. And in Lull of the Week, we're looking at Steve Balmer, and he's selling us Windows 1.0 like it's on fire.
So yeah, that was their 25th anniversary of Windows 1, which almost no one used.
Because it was garbage.
Everyone remembers Windows 3.1.
Yes.
Not the same thing. This is different.
This one comes with a clock.
Yeah. So did Windows 3.1 and 3.11 for,
well, of course
for Enterprise.
That was upgrading.
It's a feature.
The clock that had time zones.
Yeah, Clock app was big, man.
Yeah.
Run that in the corner.
We also both got a chance to check out the new Top Gear USA.
Yeah, because we talked about it a little while ago. We kind of like, oh, Top Gear. And so, first thoughts.
Okay, I like it. I definitely think there's a bit of... It's a bit rough right now, but it's also the first episode.
But like I was saying, Top Gear UK was also kind of rough in the first season or 2, actually.
Top Gear Australia was rough for the first 2 seasons.
Very rough.
And it's only really gotten good in this third season.
Really rougher than either of the others.
Yes. So I have high hopes for where it's going to go.
I think it's going to be good. I think the hosts were chosen well.
Yeah. And I think a lot of the reviews were saying that by episode 3 you're going to be watching it to watch it, and they've really kind of fallen into their places. And I have looking at what I saw, I feel like that could happen.
I think so. I think it's got potential. I'm really looking for better interviewing. That was it's
Buzz Aldrin too. He's all like, "Hey, I'm old."
Yeah, and he owned a bunch of really uninteresting cars, except for like the Austin Healey. That was kind of cool, but I don't know. He wasn't very forthcoming. They should have
kicked it off with something. I mean, I know it was all American, but it's like should have kicked it off with something a little bit more high energy.
Yeah, it was kind of
because the show was good.
I would like to point out that they made this car's all American. Like women, like Pamela Anderson. Oh wait, she's Canadian. I sat there and I'm like...
That was funny, yeah.
This guy's like, yep, all American, like that. You don't know she's cute. Okay.
Americans not knowing something's Canadian. What else?
Big surprise.
So that wraps up the wrap-up, and we'll be right back with Off the Press.
Hey everyone, welcome to Off the Press. This week starting it off with some really exciting sort of Doctor Who news. What? So the new trailer for the Christmas special aired this past weekend, and like all Doctor Who trailers, it doesn't show that much.
Doesn't show much. It was exciting.
It was
There are a
very
lot of...
exciting because it's Doctor Who, and it's like, oh my god, Doctor Who, yay.
Now, I am reminded, though, of some of the earlier Doctor Who's, and, well, I don't know if this is a spoiler, but it's Christmas Carol Doctor Who.
It's called A Christmas Carol. That's the name of the episode.
Yeah. So for people who like the Christmas Carol and Doctor Who,
your mind will be blown.
it's like Doctor Who Christmas Carol / fiction.
Yeah. So we're just going to show a bit of a trailer now, and we'll come back and talk about it.
What's so special about Christmas? I despise Christmas.
It's Christmas Eve. We're asking for one moment of kindness.
Then ask Father Christmas.
Time can be rewritten.
People can't.
Whatever happens tonight, remember, you brought it on yourself.
Who are you?
I'm a ghost of Christmas past.
So that was pretty much. I like Doctor Who. I like Matt Smith. I like all the elements. I don't think I'm going to be as excited about this one as I was about the Cyberman one.
That's true. It looks a little less action-packed and more story-oriented than the Cybermen one. But one last exciting point. BBC America is going to be airing it in the States at 9 p.m. Christmas Day. So that's roughly 7 to 8 hours after BBC, like actual BBC, which is really exciting for Doctor Who news, because the last time that actually happened was when the CBC had Doctor Who running in 2005 and 6, when it was like a couple of days behind. There's still no word on when Space is going to be airing it in Canada, but rumors have it on most likely Boxing Day, which is still very close to the original release date, which is what they had for End of Time, which was about a week off from the original air date. So staying in kind of England...
We're trying to stay into the general UK area.
We're trying very hard. So the first picture has surfaced of Karl Urban as the new Judge Dredd in the Judge Dredd movie just named Dredd.
That's a big helmet he's got there.
That is a very big helmet. It looks really silly, but also accurate to the pictures.
Okay,
Well,
maybe.
to like the comic pictures. Not.
Oddly enough, the costume in the Stallone version, I thought was incredibly faithful to the comic book.
Yeah, but there's only.
And the motorcycle. Whoever did all the design and everything for the Stallone movie really hit the nail on the head, I thought. And when the first time I saw the Karl Urban one, I was like, that's a big helmet.
That's definitely more of a modern twist on it. It looks less goofy than kind of the comic. But I'm also coming from, I grew up in the 90s where all comic costumes look goofy, but it looks less goofy than a giant shoulder pad and like the pockets everywhere. You know, it looks a bit more practical, I guess, for a futuristic cop. That sounds.
But again, this is one picture.
Yeah.
Really, what have we seen about the movie?
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
There's not much.
We know that there's probably going to be a hallway involved.
Yep. It's written and
At some
directed
point.
by David O. Russell. No relation to him, and not him at all.
Yeah.
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 Sorry. It's set to be released in 2012. That's basically all.
Yeah, I
really
noticed.
knowing
That the release date for this is quite a ways off. I don't know why that would be. I would expect 2011 with filming now, but who knows?
They probably got other things to do.
Yeah, could be.
So moving on to more movie news. Mark Wahlberg is set to play Nathan Drake in the Uncharted movie.
Yeah. Despite the Twitter the Twitter
The
campaign to
mad
get Nathan
Twitter
in there.
campaign for Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
So again, not much is known about this movie. This is just it's.
If you've played the game, you know the creators wanted Nathan Fillion to
Oh yeah, definitely.
basing that role on Nathan Fillion. I am disappointed. It sounds to me like by using an actor like Mark Wahlberg, they're trying to make it more serious.
Yeah, more mainstream, I guess. Well, Nathan Fillion is pretty mainstream now because he's got a TV show. He stars in a TV show.
I would argue he's.
He
I mean,
hasn't
Buffy had a.
That's true.
Sarah Michelle Gellar had a television show.
Yeah,
I would argue he is still a fringe.
he's more of a
actor.
he's still a TV actor, not quite a Hollywood actor yet. Well,
It isn't that. It's the kind of crowd he attracts.
yeah, that's true.
Mark Wahlberg's going to have that mainstream draw.
Yeah.
Nathan Fillion is going to have the niche draw.
That's
a
true.
large niche, but still a niche.
That's still not Mark Wahlberg. Well, there's no news on like the plot of the movie or when it's going to come out. So hopefully, we'll keep you posted on the details.
They do talk a little bit about some of the crazy things that they've got planned for
Oh
this.
my
Some of the
God.
ideas that Dave Russell has for this movie. Wow! And it was just like, well, I mean, that's kind of like an anti-spoiler, and it's raising my hopes without giving me any kind of
Yeah,
substance payoff.
You really don't say this early in production.
Yeah, no.
No.
So, in my opinion, I
I see mediocre.
think
summer
I think
action
you can
movie.
wait for DVD for this movie.
Yeah. And moving right along, do you play Angry Birds?
I have seen Angry Birds.
All right. So Angry Birds, if you don't know, it's a game released for most phones. You fling birds at pigs, basically. So the creators of Angry Birds, a studio called Rovio out of Sweden, I believe, want to release Angry Birds on the consoles, so PS3, Xbox, and Wii. There's really no news on how they're releasing it on console, if they're releasing it as an actual full game, or if they're doing it as a download. Given Angry Birds' beginnings, I think it would make more sense as a download, because I don't think anyone wants to spend $20 to $60 on just like a Angry Birds game.
It also, I think, is in keeping in with the company, like their MO. This is the kind of thing that they're accustomed to making.
Yeah.
But like you said, that's in keeping with their roots.
Yeah.
So
They could branch out and do something crazy like playing with the Kinect or with the Move and the Wii, but that would just be a little weird.
you'd have to add new dimensions to the game. That
Yeah, and
Just aren't
they'll
there right now.
change the core of the game, and then it just won't be Angry Birds anymore. Cause
now
it's
they have talked about adding extra features to it.
Yeah,
but
there is an Angry
they were
Birds.
pretty vague about
There is
that
an
as
Angry
well.
Birds 2 that they're being kind of vague about. They're talking about the pigs playing a bigger role, so maybe you can play the pigs.
Yeah,
Who knows? I don't
Very
know.
cool.
I'll download it anyway. It'll be cool. And wrapping it up, in new releases this week, Gran Turismo 5 came out for PS3. That's the big release of the week, I'd say, for games.
We got Donkey Kong Country Returns for the Wii.
It's Nintendo milking the same 5 properties. And in the theaters this week is the new Disney movie Tangled. Looks pretty exciting for Disney Pixar movie.
I think it looks neat, like it's sort of a modern take on the characters and all that. We also have Faster coming out this week. It's nice to see Dwayne not working for Disney.
Yeah, and doing, action movies like he should. And on DVD and Blu-ray, speaking of action movies, The Expendables comes out this week.
I was surprised how much I liked that movie.
Me too.
Very
It's
pleasantly
a very
surprised.
fun action movie with every big star in the last 20 years.
Yay.
And that's it for Off the Press this week.
Welcome Behind the Lens. This week we're bringing you more rigging gear, this time from a different company, also Canadian, Shape. So we've been running with a Shape rig. We actually reviewed one before.
Yes. We reviewed their spider system, which we'll grab again afterwards because we've added some stuff to it to make it a little bit more of our own. But I want to start it off with their big guy, which is the composite fiction. Now, this entire rig is based on cinema rails, so all these pieces are attached to each other with adjustable cinema rail parts. So it makes it, again, very customizable if you want to move things around or change attachments or change the order of stuff. And it uses different parts of different rigs that they have. So overall, this is sort of their cream of the crop one because it has the most flexibility. Now, Scott's used these guys before. We shot all of our stuff at the Henry show using their rig system. So what you have at the bottom here is the composite stabilizing arm, which Scott's got their belt on right now, so he'll put this on and show you how that works. But essentially, how this guy works is once you throw it on the shoulder.
Basically, this pod there mounts on your belt. There's a little loop. So that now, after you tighten that up.
So not only does it kind of support itself, but it's also distributing the weight using all of Scott's body as opposed to just a specific point. And we found that works really well, especially when you have to carry a lot of gear for a long period of time.
Yeah.
I mean, when we were shooting at the show, you had the camera on your body for 8 to 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
And really, at the end of the day, you weren't overly tired.
No, it's got the shoulder, and it's got this one actually has a counterweight on the top, which is actually quite nice right here.
Whereas ours has a counterweight on the back. I'll grab ours here. So our rig that we've built is similar, but it uses a bit of a different setup. So at the bottom here, you've got their spider system, and then we attached their paparazzi riser with the rail system, and we've attached our follow focus unit. And then I've got a mounting bracket from a different company here. But what we did instead is we've got the counterweight on the back, so it's a 4-pound counterweight at the rear versus the composite system that Scott's using, where the counterweight's actually on the shoulder.
Which is actually distributes a little nicer, I think. Now, the big difference between our rig and this rig, like you were saying, cinema rails.
Yes.
So right now it's set up really for DSLR, so
Yeah.
it's got the offset, so you don't have to have your flip out screen.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, you don't have to have the offset. You can
No.
go back. And
You can mount it so that it's all straight line if you're using a standard video camera with a flip out screen. Now, as far as the weight's concerned, he's got the top weight up there, but he can also have, you can put that 4-pound counterweight on the back as well if you need additional reverse support.
For sure.
Because you're running a monitor or something like that. Now, what's nice about this is it's got their paparazzi arm. Now, this has a whole bunch of thread holes for it, basically.
all
so
these
you
are
can,
threaded here.
Yeah, so you can mount like mountable arms to hang monitors or lights or microphones and that kind of stuff. So there's really no lack of attachment capabilities with this rig. You've got a whole bunch of mounting points and a whole bunch of flexibility. This guy does run for $1,700, so it is the top of the line. But in comparison to some of the other companies, it's really a cost-effective option.
Yeah, some of the rigging gets pretty pricey.
You'll get up into the $3, $4, $5 grand range.
And to be honest, shooting for almost 30 hours with this, it's a pretty good system.
Yeah.
There's a few things, but there's gonna be a few things with anything, right?
Absolutely.
And I think really having all the customization will really help. Because I found the shoulder was never quite right and that kind of thing.
Now, what's nice about this one is you've actually got the flexibility with this to move that up or down, so you can really fine tune all the mounting
So you can
points.
move this whole thing back and forth too, to some degree. You can move the weight back and forth a little bit too, so you get a fair amount of flexibility.
High degree of flexibility with that guy.
Yeah.
Now, another support that we've got here is the chameleon support, which is running on the same premise. What's interesting about this guy is that the middle part actually flexes, so the whole thing can go sideways. So what's neat about that is, I'll put it back on Scott here, again using the support system, is if he's filming with a standard video camera and he needs to do a bit of a pan, if you want to just hold this guy down for me, he can actually rotate this left or right, which gives him a little bit more flexibility if he needs to do a tilt, or if just the way he's shooting, he needs to shoot at a bit of an off angle because of what's around him and things like that.
Depending on where your locations are, I mean, if you have to be a little bit around a corner or something to get the shot you want, it just makes it a little more comfortable as opposed to having to hold your body like this or something like that.
Yeah. So you got the flexibility point here. Otherwise, again, you got mounting points on the top. All the handles are adjustable. You can, you've got the cinema rails up front, so you can put more attachments on it. Overall, it's a pretty good option. This is, I would say, not so much for SLRs and more for regular video cameras, just because it's a straight rail system. It's got the height for a regular video camera, and that tilt and pivot is really something that you'd see more with a bigger video camera.
It's something. maybe you'd pick up for a secondary shot, or if you needed it for specific shots and you think you were running into those shots a lot.
Yeah.
If you're doing just straight up basic videography,
It's the kind of thing you'd probably see a lot of use for it if you were doing like news, and you're out recording in the field a lot,
Yeah.
just to give you the extra flexibility.
for sure.
So the other last little device, this guy's $720 by the way for the Chameleon with the support arm, so a little bit cheaper than the Fiction setup if it's more suited for your needs. Last guy we're talking about is their Paparazzi Pro system. So this is what the core of the Fiction system is built around. This is what everything attaches to. You can see it's the same product. But what's neat about this, guys, again, you just got a really simple attachment point to throw your DSLR on here. You got your cinema rails to throw your follow focus or map box if you need it, and then you got all your mounting points for lights and microphones. So this is really good if you're doing event photography and you just want something small that's going to give you a little bit more support and a little bit more flexibility for mounting options.
And it is nice because it's solid, but it's not heavy.
No, it's very lightweight.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of looks like it could be heavy, but if you're going to be doing DSLRs, those guys are heavy. Glass is heavy for sure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could probably get a sizable lens on here and still be able to comfortably use it.
Now again, at the bottom you've got a bit of a cheese plate setup, so there's a whole bunch of mounting holes at the bottom, which again, if you want to throw this on a monopod just to give you some extra stability, Manfrotto makes a great monopod that's got a little 3-prong foot at the bottom, which gives you even more rigidity than just a standard monopod. So this is a great attachment to just throw in a monopod, because you can be standing here shooting this way and you really haven't increased your overall space all that much, and you're not throwing on a big tripod that has a large footprint.
Not to mention, if you keep your gear setup somewhat static and you want to go onto a tripod, I mean, you could always put a quick release plate on there or something and just slide it on. Bam, it's on a tripod. Now
and again, that's the core of what our system's based around. Is we've got that riser, which is the same here, and we have it on a quick release. So this allows us to slide this off, and this unit can go and do its own thing on a video tripod or something like that. So just as easily, you could have that Paparazzi riser, slide it into place, which I never seem to do right, lock it down, and then you're good to go.
And price point on the Paparazzi?
This guy's $479, and that includes the cinema rails, the 2-inch riser, and the actual Paparazzi grip itself. And these guys can actually come apart if you only want to use half of it as well, which is sort of a neat option. So overall, it's a pretty cool device. Actually, I'm going to take that back. I don't believe this comes apart. I lied. So they do, however, make a Paparazzi 1, which is just a single L bracket if you want to use it. Just
that would be less for this and more for adding accessories.
Yeah, and if you want to do handheld because you're doing skateboarding work and things like that. So overall, again, Shape's a Canadian company. They're based out of Quebec.
Yep.
So lifetime warranty on all their products, which is really awesome. Really good price point. I think for the money, you're hard pressed to find better built stuff.
Yeah, I think really if you're getting into it like we are, or even if you're established in the video industry and you're looking for a little bit extra rig with some customization, they got some pretty good options for you. And it's, if you're shooting without a rig, just go buy the cheapest one they have, because it will make a huge difference.
Absolutely. So that wraps up Behind the Lens for this week, and we'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome to Tech Insight. Bunch of stuff to talk about this week, but we're kicking it off with some
surprise, surprise! We're talking about Apple news again.
It's not really. Well, I guess it's kind of Apple news, but
it's news if you have an iPad.
Yes,
I think is the best way to put it. So iOS 4.2 and subsequently 4.2.1
yes,
came out this week. And that finally brought all the iOS 4 features to the iPad.
So it's the first time that all 3 models of mobile platforms now have the same operating system number. So we've hit a unification, which is good.
Finally.
It means moving forward, everyone should theoretically get the same stuff.
I would hope, yeah.
You know.
So that brought your folders to the iPad. It brought
multitasking.
Finally.
Which really was a big thing.
Yeah, it changed the
what was the orientation lock is now the mute switch, and there is a giant uproar about it.
Giant uproar. And apparently it's not the all muting switch as it was in the beta. It only mutes, it's like the iPhone one. So there's been some uproar about that, but definitely I think worth it to get the folders and the multitasking.
And if you're jailbroken, there's a tweak to install that turns it back to the portrait orientation lock.
And that took about a day, I think, before that came out.
There's enough uproar. Someone's like, I am just coding this fix. There we go.
Most importantly, I think, if you're not an iPad user, AirPlay and AirPrint are the big touting features.
So AirPlay is a neat feature where basically if you have an Apple TV, you can from your device take a you're watching YouTube and go boom, and it's going to go right to your Apple TV and start
Yep.
playing. Or if you got a video on your iPhone, you can go right to your Apple TV. Now the problem is that it's only a couple of things that have it right now. Oddly enough, the videos you shoot on your phone, you can't AirPlay.
Which I thought was one of the biggest
Yeah.
reasons to AirPlay.
Yeah, and yeah, because that's the content you want to see. Is it's Sally's birthday. I
Yeah.
took this video. Let's watch it as a family.
Because
You can't do it.
Realistically, unless you're at someone else, if you're in your own home,
Yeah.
your Apple TV has access to your iTunes library, which is where you got the material to put on your iPod
Yeah.
or iPhone. So, kind of weird.
Yeah.
And there's also an update for the Apple TV that you needed in order to use AirPlay.
Yes.
Um,
The other thing is that it's undocumented APIs right now. So things like AirVideo, which is a really popular video streaming application, and Netflix and stuff like that can't use it.
No.
So if you're like, I'll just Netflix to it because I don't have an Xbox or something, can't do it. So,
it's somewhat limited. Good to see.
but I think it's broken right now.
Yeah, for sure. Because right now the only supported devices to AirPlay 2 are your Apple TV and an Airport Express.
Yeah.
Which
Or
will
a
do
computer.
only. Why would you even?
That is-
Yeah, it's kind of silly.
I guess someone else's computer if they didn't have your
Yeah,
content.
I suppose.
But
Apple keeps saying that companies are coming out and making devices with AirPlay. But if you had AirPlay baked into a TV,
they're pretty cool.
that's pretty cool. AirPrint, you can finally print from your.
Which really only helps out people that actually effectively use the iPhone as a business phone for the most part, I would say.
Really, iPad, I think would be more applicable because
And then-
you might maybe
And
do documents.
the people
on
that
there.
do a lot of taking photos on their iPhone, it's good if you want to just print off a
Quick
4x6 real quick.
Yeah.
But that's really about the extent of its usefulness, in my opinion.
and the printers that are officially supported, very limited. I think they're all HPs right now.
Well, although theoretically anything that's on your network, it's supposed to work with.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
It's a very
I think it would have to do
bizarre-
with how your router is probably handling
Yeah,
that printer.
and I think Mac does not handle printing very well. It's gotten a lot better.
Yeah, there's
than
some
used
things
to
it
be.
does well as far as I like how easily it shares printers, but actually working with the printer initially sometimes.
Yeah,
difficult.
so we'll see. I think it's a feature that should be there, but it's not terribly exciting.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it for
4.2
for iOS.
If you're jailbroken, it hasn't really been officially jailbroken
No.
yet, so wait.
Yes.
Um,
They are. If you have a 3G or a 3GS, they're claiming an unlock by Sunday.
yes.
Which is cool. The dev team said that. So
And you can jailbreak a 3G right now untethered because
Yes.
they haven't changed any of the boot ROM.
no, because the
Stuff.
3G didn't really gain anything.
No,
You can't use AirPlay on a 3G. I'm pretty sure.
I don't think so.
Oh, one that we completely forgot. Find My iPhone service is now free
Yes.
if you own a 4th generation iPod Touch, an iPad, and an iPhone 4.
Yes.
So
And
if-
you're limited to 3 accounts.
Yeah. So if you have one of each, you're good.
Oddly enough, you get new ringtones in 4.2 on an iPhone 4, but not on the 3GS. There's absolutely no reason for that,
Yeah. Well, there's no reason to limit the Find My iPhone either,
I suppose.
especially considering iPod Touches have been so many gens. But they did.
Oh, Apple and you forcing people
Yeah.
to buy new devices.
But if you do have a supported device, I would suggest signing up for the Find My iPhone because it's a free
worthwhile
service.
to have.
It's something you're gonna want once you need it.
Absolutely.
So check that out.
In other news, Rogers and Mobilicity are going head to head, which we kind of called.
Yeah, we did. Leads back to Rogers' Chatter brand, which is basically they come out there at unlimited talk and text, kind of cheaper
Directly
plans.
designed to compete with Mobilicity and Win Mobile.
And Bell went out and redid Solo to do that. Kudo's been fairly similar to that for a long time. So what's basically happened is the Competition Bureau, which I didn't know we had. Basically, it governs like anti-competitive lawsuits and things like that. Basically, they're fining Rogers $10 million because Rogers has gone out and claimed that Chatter has less dropped calls than its competitors.
Yeah.
Pointing the finger at Win Mobile and Mobilicity, which are building up their networks.
Yes.
So they don't have as good coverage, but that doesn't mean they drop more calls.
Right.
It's misleading.
Yes.
And that's basically
Now,
what the Bureau's
if
calling
Rogers being fined this $10 million, does Mobilicity and Win Mobile see that?
No.
It just goes to
Government.
That seems rather ineffective.
Basically, it's a penalty to Rogers. It's not supposed to benefit anyone.
Oh, okay. I guess that's
Is-
fair
is-
because everyone would just
now,
sue everyone.
Rogers has the opportunity to fight this.
Okay.
There's a proceeding and all that, and an investigation. So the Bureau is going to go through and dig up that Rogers tested and see. Because if Rogers can prove that they do drop significantly less calls than Wind or than Mobilicity, they won't get fined.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling they might be able to do it, which is kind of sad. Because I really don't like what Rogers is doing. It's sad with this chatter brand.
Yeah.
But Mobilicity has filed complaints with the Competition Bureau. Wind has, and basically this is what spurred this investigation. And Mobilicity and Wind have kind of come out and said, we're pretty happy that they're going ahead and actually doing something about these complaints, because usually it takes a while.
And it's more press for Wind Mobile and Mobilicity.
Yeah. On Mobilicity's note, Mobilicity's actually accused Rogers and Bell and Telus of the same thing, which is kind of, it makes them look petty.
Yeah.
But, you know, if that's what they want to do. But Mobilicity also did something, what I think is probably a little more petty. They set up a small crew to protest in front of Rogers' headquarters in Toronto, because Rogers doesn't offer an unlimited data plan, but Mobilicity does at $10 a month.
Yes.
So they're protesting for Rogers to offer better features for their customers. Not to mention they look ridiculous. They have Mobilicity flags, and they're marching with camo in the Mobilicity colors. It's...
Free press. All right, free press.
It really makes the company look bad. So I don't... If that's what they want to do, if that's what their image wants to be...
Although, you know, it makes the company look stupid, but people are going to read news articles about how Mobilicity has unlimited data for $10, and maybe it'll get some more customers, right?
Which is an amazing deal. Too bad you can't get
Any press is good
single
press, right?
good phone on the network, but that's another problem.
Well, you can bring something over.
Yeah. So we'll definitely keep you updated on that, because Roger's going to fight it, and we'll see what happens. He got a lot of power.
So Acer did some crazy stuff and announced a whole bunch of new gear.
Basically everything. Well, because Acer's not a name that, especially in Canada, the United States, you hear a lot. You know, maybe you own some Acer monitors. We got Acer monitors in the studio.
Yep.
I got some at home. Maybe you've got a tab, like a netbook or a
Maybe
laptop,
or maybe a net top.
Yeah, but you know, it's not they're not popular. They're not Dell. They're not IBM.
No.
Worldwide, they're huge.
Yes.
But over here, you don't hear a lot. So when they came out and announced 3 tablets, a dual touchscreen laptop.
It's basically libretto on steroids.
Yeah, and a smartphone.
Yes.
In one day. So why don't we break it down?
They were bringing the thunder.
Yeah, and you know what? Nothing is unimpressive.
No, that's true.
So we'll start out with the Iconia. Iconia sounds good.
Yeah.
That's they're basically their pretty 2 14-inch screens, both touchscreen, the capacitive touch. Decent res on those screens. It's running Windows 7, which is expected.
What's neat is they've put their own sort of UI into the bottom touchscreen. When you put all 5 fingers down, it launches this little spin wheel that you get access to like different applications and stuff, which is really cool. And it's integrated really well.
It is, and it looks a lot better than what Toshiba did on the libretto, where it's kind of
it just panels with sort of, you know, the actual UI is way slicker looking in comparison to what libretto did.
And in the videos, you actually see it does operate slickly as well. It's not clicky, or it's very smooth. It's nice.
Well, because it's not a net top, it's actually got real power in there.
Oh, it's got power. It's packing an i5. At the very least, you can get different models of the i5. Up to 4 gigs of RAM. Huge hard drives. You can get up to 750 gig in there.
It's pretty big.
It's got... Now, the only thing that I found a little disappointing, it's only got Intel graphics. So kind of low, but I mean, you're not going to be doing gaming on it, right?
I don't think you'd game on something where you don't have real keys. So.
It's a little big. It's 6 and change pounds. But it has the option for built-in 3G. It's got Wi-Fi. It's got Bluetooth. It's got...
Price point?
Yeah, we don't know yet.
Okay. Well, hopefully not that
There's no price
ridiculous.
points on anything they released yet.
All right. So tell me about the tablets.
So tablets, we got 3. There is... I'll start with the Win 7 tablet, because that thing's just kind of crazy. So they released a 10.1-inch Win 7 tablet. It's running AMD hardware. So it's actually pretty slick. First really big-name tablet we've seen that's not on a Tegra, and it's not on an Intel chip. So it could be pretty cool. Since it's also an AMD chip, that means they've got built-in Radeon HD graphics.
That's pretty cool.
Now that's going to be cool, because
You'll be able to play back HD footage.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's got, what are they saying? They're touting a 6250 mobile chip. That's brand new.
Yeah.
They just shipped those a couple months ago. So that's going to be smoking for HD video. And I'm pretty sure it's got an HDMI port coming out of that. So that's pretty sweet. Windows 7 on tablet, I'm on the fence about that.
Yeah, we'll have to see. So what about the Android tablets?
So 2 different sizes, as far as I remember. More details on the 10.1. So basically, it's the Windows 7 tablet, but with Android on it. It's rocking a Tegra 2, Wi-Fi and 3G models. Pretty standard Android tablet. Nothing too exciting there. And then they're also delving into the smartphone market.
Which I like this guy because I think it's actually a pretty slick looking phone.
It's a cool looking phone.
And it's got a 1024 by 480 resolution, which is super high.
Super high, weird aspect ratio.
Well, it's because it's so wide.
Yeah, well, it's very tall, I guess, or
Yeah.
however you want to look at it. But it's basically they started with tablets, and now they're making a smartphone, but it's the smartphone from a tablet point of view is how they're looking at it.
Okay.
4.8-inch screen, so
It's running Android,
It's a
right?
good size. Running Android, so they're really backing Android here, it seems. But are dabbling with Windows too, so who knows about that. Nothing too exciting. HDMI out from that guy. 1 GHz Snapdragon. It's a standard Android phone, but
With
it looks
the exception of
slick.
of the
nice
higher
screen.
resolution
Yeah.
screen, yeah. And a good design.
Yeah, I think it looks great. It is huge.
Well, with a 4-inch screen.
4.8.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So you need the
This
res.
big.
So if you were looking for competitive to the Streak, there's a new phone here. Waiting for a Windows tablet. Got you covered there too, apparently. So
So if you're looking for some new products, keep an eye on Acer.
just wait.
There's a
I'm
bunch
sure
of
they'll
new
be
stuff
big
coming.
at CES.
Yeah.
Lots of tablets, and I think we'll see price points, more details though.
Speaking of CES,
no Nintendo this year.
I don't care.
No, me neither.
All right.
Yeah.
So Google TV is having an even rougher start, apparently.
Yeah, so we told you that Google TV had no ABC, no Fox. Okay, well, Comedy Central has also blocked them.
VH1's blocked them.
MTV.
So basically, Google TV's watching like the Home and Garden Network.
Yeah, and and Nickelodeon too, so no cartoons.
Oh, there you go.
Rough start, and it's just not getting better.
Yep. We'll keep you up to date as that list grows.
Yeah, because apparently it is. I didn't expect to see that again, but it is. Last but not least, a success story in the tablet universe. Samsung,
Galaxy Tabs doing a good job.
which I'm disappointed about because it's not a good device.
Well, yeah.
But it's the best non-iPad tablet out there right now. Apparently, they've sold at least 600,000 worldwide.
And that's in like the first month,
Something like that.
or like the first 2 weeks, or something.
Up until the 14th.
Okay.
Or no, that's not right. Anyway, they've only released it a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
so they're less than a month. That's decent numbers, but worldwide.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
All right. Well, that wraps up Tech Insight this week. Stay tuned.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Gutters. We are doing Lightning Round! And this week we have Scott, rather than Mr. Sean.
As
All
our
right,
faithful timer.
so the rules are, you want to acquaint us with the rules, Mr. Scott?
We got 6 comics here. 3 for
Yep.
Dave, 3 for Sam. We got 1 minute to give a review. At the end of that minute, I will promptly cut them off, and they will give their appraisal. I
So
think
we can't go on like we haven't previously. We have been granted more time, but we are going to be cut off.
All right.
So the first
All
comic,
right.
Dave, have at her.
All right, Astonishing Thor, written by Rob Rhodey, I believe, and penciled by Mike Choi. Beautiful book, excellent book. This is going on an adventure of Thor. He's going through a story that we haven't seen him do before. How are we doing? 20 seconds. And it looks like it's going to be a nice 4-issue story. I like that. The oldie speaky is kind of weird. The art, I'm going to move on to the art. Mr. crying out loud, I forget his name, Mike Choi. See, I get all nervous, and this is what happens. Mike Choi's artwork, I really like his artwork. The pencil, he does pencils straight to color. There's no inking. I really like it. And I give this book I give this book B-.
Under time. Well done.
Nice.
Well done. Sam?
All right, my first book is Chaos War Thor #1, written by J.M. DeMatteis and penciled by Brian Ching. So this book basically, Thor gets sent back to Earth forcibly by the events happening in Chaos War. And when he gets sent back to Earth, he goes as Donald Bell, he has amnesia, and he's rescued by a single woman living in the middle of nowhere in the woods who takes him in because she feels a connection. Not that type of connection. So basically, this book really read more of like a storybook because it was all told the exposition squares, and there was only like 4 speech bubbles and a lot of sound effects. Thor only makes an appearance in the beginning when he's fighting the big bad in Chaos War, and there's a bunch of other tiny appearances by Thor, but mostly in flashback. But the art I found was pretty good. I liked it. It was
That's time.
All right, cool. C. Because it was too storybooky.
All right. My next book is Chaos War Alpha Flight. Alpha Flight, for those who don't know, Canadian team.
Woo.
I talked about them a little bit on Canada Day. Chaos War is, for those who are following comics in any way, the DC Universe had Blackest Night while the dead people came back to life. Chaos War is Blackest Night for the Marvel Universe. This one is written by Jim McCann and illustrated by Riley Brown. The artwork was adequate. There's a new take on Sasquatch's fur, which I enjoyed. It was okay, not great. I also did enjoy crying out loud. Excellent stuff, decent stuff all around, I would say. Do I really want to read the rest of Chaos War based on this book? No. Either artwork or writing, neither really got me super jazzed about either Alpha Flight or Chaos War. I give this book a C-.
Well done, Sam. Go.
Very well done. My second book is Batwoman issue 0, so it's like a prologue issue, written and drawn by J.H. Williams III. What really struck me about this book is I was picking it up cold. I basically saw the cover. I'm like, okay, that looks cool. I'll pick it. So the cover art, beautiful. The inside art, very nice. The coloring is good. The drawing is good. The story is basically kind of Batman investigating Batwoman's backstory. Like, all right, who's this girl? She's Batwoman. Okay, cool. So again, it was very storybooky, like the last book I picked. But overall, I liked it. It wasn't as tedious as Chaos War. I found it was very moved along really quick, and the art very much helped it go along because there was a lot of action scenes. There wasn't a lot of sitting around talking or sitting around watching her do normal stuff. So overall, I actually really like this book, and I'll give it a B+, and I'll probably be picking up the first issue.
God, you guys are doing really well. Last comic from Mr. Dave.
Last comic for me. All right. I have Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 150, which is billed as being a great jumping on point for a lot of new readers. It is written by Brian Michael Bendis, which it has been consistently up until now. Illustrated, penciled by a whole stable of people, most notably Sarah Pacelli, who's illustrating it right now, Italian lady, and Scotty Young, and a whole bunch of other people. Now, in this book, it's Spider-Man it's Carol Danvers of the Ultimate Universe who is running S.H.I.E.L.D., trying to figure out if she is going to be what she has to do with this 16-year-old Spider-Man. Does she get rid of him? Does she train him? What? Does she help him? Does she stop him? As far as the artwork goes, there are so many different artists in this book. There's the last half of the book is essentially splash pages done, and every one is done by a different artist. That, to me, made this book really feel like there were too many cooks in the kitchen.
And it's done.
I give this book, I love Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man, but I am only giving this one a C.
Not high scoring here today.
No.
Last comment from Sam.
All right, my last comic is G-Man Cape Crisis. This is Volume 2, story and art by Chris Giarusso. I'm sorry I butchered her name. Basically, it's the continuing stories of G-Man, who is a kid superhero. He has a brother called Great Man, I believe. And in this one, they are fighting over his magical cape, which makes them able to fly. So I really like this. It's a kid's book, and I picked it up in the floppies. Chris Giarusso does a really good job of making a kid's book good for all ages. Like, it's not just for kids, it's for adults too. They pick up more than kids would out of this book. The art is simple, but very effective. The use of mostly primary colors is really good too. Generally, I really like what he does, even when he did mini Marvels. And I really like that this is not digest size and the pages aren't glossy. I love that. I can read this in the light and I can actually read the words without squinting. So I give this book as the entire volume an A.
A top scorer with G-Man.
I really like this book
Wow.
and this artist. I'm maybe a fangirl. Maybe a little.
Maybe a little.
It's a little.
All right, that's Lightning Round. Thank you all for joining us from the gutters.
It's kind of alive!
Nah, it's still dead.
Oh.
Hey everybody, welcome to Sean's Mad Science without Sean this week, because he's not with us this week, so Sam and I are carrying the torch. First off this week, if you ever wanted to detect nuclear reactors or nuclear weapons, it used to take a swimming pool full of water to detect the antineutrinos that were produced by the nuclear reactor. Basically, you just put the water there and wait till it kind of finds one and makes a proton and then move forward. They found a better way to do it, and it involves sinking boats. So basically, they've come up with this new technology, they being the IAEA, some international organization. Basically, they're going to take linear alkyl benzene, some form of benzene. It's an organic compound. They're going to fill a tanker ship with it
Okay.
and put it on the ocean floor,
All right.
4 kilometers down.
That's pretty far down.
It's deep. And basically that material is better at detecting the antineutrinos than water is, so they can use less of it.
All right.
So basically they put the boat within a larger distance than with the water, sink it, and they'll be able to detect offshore, or onshore rather, nuclear activity. So interesting use of sinking a giant boat. Hard to bring the boat back up, I imagine.
Probably hard to get it anywhere near the nuclear facility as well,
Well, I mean, the United States have a big navy. Bring it close, sink your boat.
I suppose.
If you're inland, though, you're probably safe.
Yeah.
For now.
So all you desert nations, you're good to go.
For now.
For now, yeah.
Next up, we got the robot of the week.
Robot of the week.
Being a car.
Being a car, it's the Audi TTS. So the folks at Volkswagen Research Labs and Stanford University have put together an automated car, which is cool, kind of like the Google car. So there's nobody driving it. It's not robots or anything. It completed the Pikes Peak hill climb race thing, which is a race that has, well, the hill climb, got all sorts of terrain, it's got crazy twists and turns, and there's a helicopter crash this year.
Not involving the robot.
Not involving the robot, but anyway, so this car did it in 27 minutes, which is really impressive considering the average driver will take 17 minutes to complete this.
So that's getting scarily close to...
Very scarily close.
Yeah, they're really jumping.
They're really pushing
ahead
this
here.
robot car thing with the Google and the France to Asia, and now this car, and
I like driving.
Yeah.
I don't want that to go away.
I don't think it
but
will.
less crappy drivers on the road would be a good thing.
This is true.
So if Audi can sell this car to everyone, except for me,
I would buy this car. It looks really nice. I want the colors.
please never
I
buy an
want, I want
Audi
those
TT.
colors.
It's a discussion for another time.
Whatever.
Keeping the ball rolling, SpaceX, who is a commercial company who they won the X Challenge to get a pile of money to go into space.
To be one of the first commercial organizations to go into space. So what this means is that they're not NASA, they're not the Canadian Space Agency, they're not the Japanese Space Agency.
They're not Russian.
Nope. So they'd be the first non-commercial space company to be able to send something into orbit and then back down.
Yes, they've gotten FAA approval to re-enter orbit. I didn't know the FAA controlled that,
Apparently they do.
but apparently they do. So they've granted them for their Falcon 9 craft. It has now license to re-enter orbit, so they can officially start doing what they wanted to do, which is basically charge the government to send stuff up to the space station.
Yep.
Good for them. That's going to be super lucrative, I think.
That'll be awesome. There's a lot of billionaires that want to go into space.
Yes, I don't think they're aiming for tourism, though.
No, not yet.
Look for not SpaceX, but Virgin
Virgin
Galactic.
Galactic.
Yeah, I think Richard Branson's really the man to bring that. If anyone was going to do it,
Yeah, it would
was
be
going to
him.
be him.
But this is a good first step in that direction.
It's the first commercial one to get a license, so
Yep.
that means it can happen, and it will happen. Last but not least, the Great Chinese Poo Engine. Like Quinn and I were talking about earlier, a Chinese cow farmer has basically figured out a way. Well, not figured out. He adapted a way. So there's this big engine made by GE that basically runs on methane. You can get methane because it's emitted from cow manure, essentially.
Yep.
So when you're a farmer of cows, you have tons of it, literally. So a lot of farmers in all over the world are capturing the methane and burning it in these engines. Basically, he's just ramped it up.
Made it crazy. So he's used the methane from 60,000 cows.
Yeah, and he's using 4 of these engines. They're enormous. And he's basically making enough power to serve 3,500 American households.
Good lord.
So he's self-sustaining his own farm for sure,
Yeah.
and probably selling some of the power back. So not only is he making money, but it's completely green.
Yep, which is really cool.
Good for him.
Very good for
And
him.
believe it or not, reducing greenhouse gases at the same time.
By
Because
capturing
methane's a greenhouse gas, so CO2, but methane's much, 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 much worse. So if you burn it, you're doing the environment a favor.
Yep.
So that's science for this week. Next up, we're going to wrap up the show.
All right, everybody, it's that time of the show where we hope to show you something funny. All I'm going to tell you is it's Steve Balmer. He still doesn't have hair, and he's selling you Windows 1.0.
How much do you think this advanced operating environment is worth? Wait just 1 minute before you answer. Watch as Windows integrates Lotus 123 with Miami Vice. Now we can take this Ferrari and paste it right into Windows Right. Now how much do you think Microsoft Windows is worth? Don't answer. Wait until you see Windows Right and Windows Paint and to listen to what else you get at no extra charge. The MS-DOS Executive, an appointment calendar, a card file, a notepad, a clock, a control panel, a terminal, a print spooler, RAM driver, and, can you believe it, Reversey. That's right, all these features in Reversey, all for just, how much did you guess? 500? 1,000? Even more? No, it's just $99. That's right. It's $99. It's an incredible value, but it's true. It's Windows from Microsoft. Order today. P.O. Box 286 DOS, except in Nebraska.
So I've watched that video a handful of times because every time I watch it, it makes my day better because Steve Ballmer is the craziest man alive.
He's the CEO of one of the biggest companies in the world.
Who gave him the keys to that?
That's priceless. Doesn't it make you really happy that, like, the clock is not an app feature anymore?
And you get Reversey for free.
I was stoked. Because I was like, oh, it's all businessy, you know,
And then
paint,
boom,
great.
Reversey out of nowhere.
I was sold.
Yeah.
$100 is a bargain. Windows hasn't been that cheap since then.
Yeah, I don't think so, yeah.
So, yeah, Steve Ballmer. I think the tweed was...
But literally, that guy has never had hair. Like, he must have been birthed
That was
with
25
just hair
years
on the
ago.
side. Yeah.
He was about 27, I think I worked it out. Something like that. Under 30. He still looks the same.
I think he just had that Homer Simpson moment. Like, he had a kid and he just lost all the
Look
top
at it
of his
this way.
hair.
He did all his aging early.
I'm gonna be 80 and still look like I'm 50. All
But
right.
he's done for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a bonus.
All right, and that brings us to the end of the show this week. As per usual, if you want to get a hold of us, you can reach us at contact@almostfridayshow. So that's an email. Tell us what you want us to check out, what you want us to explain to you.
And of course, we have a Twitter account. You can follow us on Twitter at @almost_Friday if you want to check out when we post stuff to the blog, when there's new episodes, what we're up to. Sometimes Dave gets confused and posts stuff. It's good.
It's entertaining.
Yeah.
Usually. Well, we try. So until next time, make sure you do not stand in the front row of a Steve Ballmer presentation because you will get covered in sweat. I'm not kidding. It's like Blue Man Group.